Hello friends, today we bring you a very special video. It's my relationship with the Audio Technica R70X. The R70X has been around for a few years now. My roommate, or how would you describe that? My roommate, my ex-roommate, you're my roommate again. My friend Jeff got them first. Now this was around the time I got my HD650s, my first pair of HD650s. And we were in between the R70Xs and the HD650s. At the time, I hadn't quite broken into the hip-hop scene yet. I was working on a lot of rock records, I was working for a lot of pop singers, I was working for a lot of acoustic musicians. The importance was centered around vocals. Now, shortly after, I started to work with a lot more producers. Through these artists, I meet the producers, because producers have to communicate with the engineer, that kind of stuff, if I need stems. In which case, again, I'm going to need to help them with low end, I'm going to have to help them with all that kind of stuff. All these pockets that the HD650s kind of fall short. Now, if you watch my video explaining about my headphones, you will know that the 650s are voiced around mid-range. Anything that's centered around the human voice, acoustic guitars, pianos, horns, all those kind of things are really, really good for that. But for anything in the low mids, I found that the HD650s tend to fall short really, really quickly. So that's when the R70s come in. Turns out they were so good sounding that I don't blame him for not wanting to share. He was always using them anyway. If I was recording, he couldn't use speakers, so he needed a really good pair of headphones. And to this day, he still uses the same pair of headphones. They're the same pair from like years ago, right? You didn't have to replace them or anything. Okay, yeah, so they're really durable. Let's just jump right into form.
Why are you doing it so slow?
I don't know.
So slow.
With tons of new headphone models coming out each year, trying to better the previous model or just completely brand new models like the new Apple headphone. They're trying to push corners of the headphone market that other headphone manufacturers haven't gone before. These headphones have been around for a really, really long time. And as I said, Jeff has worn them for many, many years. I haven't heard him complain about them once, or each time I would bring them up, he would have nothing but good things to say about them. And most of the things that he's saying is how comfortable they are. Form. They don't really get hot because they're open back, so you get a little bit of circulation. The cups are not leather, so you don't get that sweat ring that happens around your ears. These are velour. But it kind of lends itself to a softer top end. With fatigue and long listening sessions wise, if your top end's a little bit smoother, you'll be able to listen for a lot longer periods of time, even at louder volumes. The headband, and you can read a little bit more about this, but this is their proprietary fitted headband, which you'll find on their higher end models in the hi-fi line. You may not find them in the end models. I'm hoping that they do. But I can understand because they're very, very thin. So I wouldn't shove this into a backpack per se. Not saying that this is not a durable headphone, but like I said, this is an indoor headphone where you would usually have a nice stand and you hang it when you're done and you take it and you put it on your head. And that's it. Those are the only two places that this headphone lives on, your head or the stand. If you take a look at the wings, you will notice that there are no adjustable bands. All they do is, I'm just gonna put them on. You just put them on and you're done. Contour, right? It just fits and contours to your head nicely. Jeff and I have larger heads. I have a lot of neck and shoulder problems due to a past car accident that I got into. So moving to headphones has been an issue, not just transitioning from an actual physical room, but also wearing headphones for a long period of time causes a lot of carry tension in my neck and my shoulders. Recently, Fernay got me a Theragun, so that's been really, really helping with it. But I remember sometimes, especially initially when I was wearing those LCD X's, which are really, really heavy, I would get pains so bad in the morning that I won't even be able to move my neck. So it gets pretty bad. I would say if you're looking to transition from speakers to headphones, go 50-50 first and then kind of work your way there, train your muscles up. But for these guys, I could wear them all day. Like literally I would wear them and I'll be mixing And an hour or two later would go by and I would forget that these are even on. And I'll get up and use the washroom and I'll rip the cord right out. And these are still the same pair. So again, a testimony to how well built they are, regardless of how light they feel. Form. All right, so now let's talk about sound. There's no real way of me to record my headphones for you guys. So, and then it doesn't help that sound is subjective. Everyone's ears are different. I'm going to do my best to describe the sound. These are tuned as neutral, according to the Audio-Technica manual. And what they mean by that is they're not flat by all means, because if they were flat, then these would just be strictly a studio pair. Why I tend to gravitate towards these instead of maybe the HD650s, as these are more balanced sound. The low mids are a little bit more pronounced, especially when you're mixing. You want to make sure that you can hear the low mids because that's where you get the size. When you're recording vocals, sometimes I would use this because I'm able to hear if the microphone's picking up that chest resonance. The HD650s tend to not excel in those regions, but that's not what it's made for, right? So if I was trying to use this for monitoring upper mid-range, these may not excel at that. These were made to be gentle, to be neutral, so that whatever you plug them into, whether it's a DAC or your laptop or your phone, these load really, really well. The HD650s plugged into a phone is usually not loud enough for most people. These don't have that problem. So you could plug this straight into a phone and you could just drive them straight off your phone. So if you're taking a shit in the washroom and you're watching an epic scene to help you with that shit, you'll definitely hear, the horses coming from a distance. Whereas if you had the 650s, there won't be as much power. So that's a huge factor when listening to music, because that's also where the emotion is. That's what our bodies respond to. So the R70s win a gold medal in my books for how light they are, how comfortable they are, function-wise, not having to adjust the headbands over and over again. Okay, so to sum it up, the pros, aside from the amazing comfort and the fact that they fit on literally anyone's head, the sound of these headphones is one of a kind. You will find linear headphones, you'll find colored headphones, you'll find headphones that try to be in the middle somewhere, but you'll find that they fall short in some category. You can't really find a pair of headphones that caters for everything. It's impossible. But this just seems to be one of those things where they got it right the first time. I use this, like I said, I use this for producing, I use this for recording, I use this for mixing, and sometimes I use these to get masters started when I'm on the way to the studio. And then when I get to the studio, I find that I don't actually have to undo the moves that I already had done on these on the way there. I can just build on top of what I already did. So these are headphones that I trust. Now the cons is that these are really hard to find here in Canada. I don't know about other countries, wherever you guys are from. These are made in Japan. It literally says Japan on the inside of the headband here. I would say that if you were planning to try a pair of these, hit up your music stores first and call them. Because yes, music stores will probably have 650s. These sit in almost the same price range or slightly under. So you can actually get these for cheaper than the 650s. And if you're a producer who doesn't really work on vocals that much, but everything else, these might be a good pair to look at instead of the 650s. Form, right? Because those are very intimate sounding. They don't have a very wide sound stage. And they're made mostly for vocals and things in that area. But yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. Audio-Technica R70Xs. Form. Hey guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed that review or story of my relationship with the Audio-Technica R70Xs. If you like videos like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you want to see more content like this, if this was helpful to you at all, if you guys gave it a try, what you guys thought. The cats are starting to wake up. But yeah, man, and if you want any other headphone models you want me to try and give my opinion about, please let me know in the comments down below. And I guess we'll see you on the next one. Did you get it?
So stupid.